I didn't tell my husband's family I was pregnant until the second trimester because of what they said last time. My first pregnancy ended at 9 weeks. We weren't planning to tell anyone until 12 weeks, but I was so sick I couldn't hide it. I was throwing up at my mother-in-law's house on a Sunday afternoon and she figured it out. So we told them early 8 weeks because what was the point of pretending? They were excited. For about 4 days. Then the comments started. My sister-in-law Renee said she hoped I wasn't going to be one of those moms who quits working right away because the family already had enough people on one income. My mother-in-law told me she thought I was too stressed and maybe I should look at whether I actually wanted this. My father-in-law said nothing, but my husband's brother texted him asking if we were sure about the timing since we'd only been in our apartment for 7 months. I was 8 weeks pregnant and fielding a family survey about whether I'd made the right choice. Then I lost the baby, and they all said the right things, I guess. Cards, a casserole. My mother-in-law called twice. But Renee said something at the next family dinner, about a month later, that I've never fully let go of. She said maybe it just wasn't the right time. Your body knew. She said it quietly, like she was being kind. My husband told me she meant well. I didn't argue with him, but I didn't forget it either. So when I got pregnant again this past spring, I told my husband at 6 weeks, and we told my parents at 8, and we told absolutely no one on his side. I just needed the first trimester to be mine. I needed to get through those weeks without anyone else's opinions living in my head alongside the fear that was already there. It wasn't hard to hide. I was tired but not visibly sick. We saw his family twice in that stretch, and I just said I wasn't drinking because I was doing a dry month, which nobody questioned. His mom asked if I was feeling okay, and I said I was just tired from work. That was true enough. We found out the sex at 13 weeks, a little early because of some additional testing they ran. It was a girl. Everything looked fine. I cried in the car for 20 minutes, the good kind. That weekend we had dinner at my in-laws. I waited until everyone had eaten and then I said we had something to tell them. My husband squeezed my hand under the table. They were happy. His mom teared up. His dad stood up and hugged us both. Even Renee smiled and said congratulations. Then his mom asked how far along I was. 14 weeks, I said. She went quiet for just a second. So you've known for a while. I said yes. Why didn't you tell us sooner? I'd thought about what I would say if she asked this. I'd had 14 weeks to think about it. But in the moment, I didn't use any of the diplomatic versions I'd rehearsed. I just said, after what happened last time, I needed some time where it was just ours. Nobody said anything for a second. Renee looked at her plate. My mother-in-law said she understood, but her voice was a little tight and then she said she wished we'd trusted them enough to share it with them. That if something had happened again, she would have wanted to be there for us. I said, with respect, the comments after the miscarriage made that really hard. My husband's hand tensed under mine. His mom asked what comments. I looked at Renee. I hadn't planned to do it right then, but I was 14 weeks pregnant with a healthy baby girl and I was so tired of carrying this around like it was something I should be embarrassed about. I said, Renee told me my body knew it wasn't the right time. A month after I lost the baby. Renee looked up. I was trying to help you find peace with it. I know, I said, but it didn't feel like that. The table was quiet for a long time. His dad cleared his throat. His mom looked at Renee, then back at me. Renee said she was sorry if it came out wrong, that she hadn't meant it the way it landed. I said okay, and I meant that, actually. I wasn't trying to blow anything up. I just wanted her to know why I'd done what I'd done. Why I needed those 14 weeks to be mine before I let anyone else into them. His mom hugged me before we left and said she was so happy about the baby. She held on a little longer than usual. Renee hasn't texted me since dinner.